There's a certain kind of power most people never tap into. It's not in long speeches, dramatic exits, or endless back and forth arguments. It's in the art of saying very little and then saying nothing at all. You've been there before. Someone has pushed you to your limit, taken your kindness for weakness, and thought you'd always be available to explain yourself. They expected you to plead your case, to pour your heart out, to give them more of the energy they've already wasted. And maybe once you would have, but not anymore. This time, you decide on something different. You decide to leave them with a thought they can't shake. A single text, calm, clear, sharp enough to stay lodged in their mind long after you've gone silent. Not a threat, not an insult, just a sentence that holds more weight than 1,000 explanations ever could. Because here's what they don't understand. When you know your value, you don't argue for it. You don't try to force someone to see it. You let them feel the loss instead. And the most haunting thing you can do is let them realize too late that you meant every word you said before disappearing. That's where Dark Stoicism comes in. It's not about cruelty. It's about finality. It's about giving someone just enough truth to linger in their thoughts without giving them the satisfaction of a debate. It's walking away without slamming the door, knowing they'll stare at it every day, wondering if it will open again. And the beauty of this, it's not the text itself that haunts them, it's the silence that follows. The way you vanish without explanation, leaving them to replay it over and over, trying to decipher what it really meant. That silence becomes their mirror, and in it, they see themselves more clearly than they ever wanted to. The truth is, people aren't haunted by your presence. They're haunted by the absence of the version of you they once had access to. They're haunted by the fact that they can no longer reach you, no longer predict your moves, no longer hear your voice explaining why you're upset. Because when you stop explaining, they lose their control. Think about it. Arguments fade, but unanswered questions echo forever. They'll replay that one text in their mind, looking for hidden meanings. They'll analyze every word, every punctuation mark, every possible reason behind it. And the more they think, the deeper the hook sets. You've moved on, but they're stuck in the loop. Dark Stoicism teaches that sometimes the most powerful move isn't to fight harder, it's to withdraw completely. Not out of pettiness, but because you've chosen to no longer invest in what drains you. You no longer need them to see your point of view. You no longer need to correct the lies they tell themselves. You let them live with the version of the story they've created, knowing the truth doesn't require you to defend it. And when you vanish after sending that final, deliberate message, you're sending another message without words. I'm done. That's it. No drama, no grand finale, just quiet, unshakable closure on your terms. They might try to provoke you. They might try to bait you into responding just to feel like they still have some place in your life. But the silence stays. You've stepped into a different space now, one where your energy is no longer accessible to those who mishandled it. And in that space, your absence becomes the loudest thing they hear. Silence has a strange way of turning the tables. At first, they might think you're bluffing. They'll assume you're just trying to make a point, and that eventually you'll break and reach out. But the longer you stay quiet, the more that confidence begins to crack. They start to feel the weight of your absence. It's not just that you're not texting, it's that you're no longer in their world the way you used to be. No random check-ins, no late-night conversations, no familiar warmth to fall back on. They notice the gap you've left, even if they won't admit it out loud. And here's the truth they don't want to face. People rarely realize how much you matter when you're right there, answering every call, every message, every cry for attention. They realize it when they can't reach you anymore. When the sound of your name becomes a memory instead of a presence. The human mind hates unanswered questions. It will dig, replay, and rewrite scenarios in an endless loop, trying to make sense of what happened. Your one text, sharp, concise, and final, becomes the thread they keep pulling at, hoping it unravels into the closure they're desperate for. But it never will, because you've taken that power away from them. And that's the real haunting, not your words, but the fact that they no longer have access to you to demand more. You've shown them that your time, attention, and energy are privileges, not guarantees. And once withdrawn, they're not easily given back. Eventually, they'll understand, not because you told them, but because life will. They'll meet new people, but none will carry your presence. They'll hear familiar songs, visit familiar places, and feel that sting of recognition. But you won't be there. You'll have moved forward quietly, building a life that no longer revolves around proving your worth to anyone. And here's the beauty of Dark Stoicism. You don't wait for their realization. You don't live for the day they regret losing you. You simply step away with the calm awareness that you gave what you could. You stayed true to yourself, and now your energy belongs elsewhere. That one text you sent, it was never meant to pull them back. It was the line you drew to protect yourself. The haunting that follows is their burden, not yours. They'll check their phone sometimes, wondering if your name will appear again. They'll rehearse messages in their head that they'll never send. And maybe they'll even type them out, only to delete them. Because deep down they know the silence says more than any conversation could. And you'll walk away with peace. Not because they stopped pretending, not because they apologized, but because you stopped needing anything from them. The power is not in the text, it's in the life you build after sending it. A life so full, so untouchable, that their memory becomes just another quiet chapter you've already closed. Send it. Vanish. Let the silence do what words never could, and never look back.